यहाँ से रिकॉर्ड कर लेंगे, कोई बात नहीं. Yeah, I'll repeat just in case, briefly repeat out. What is happening in emphysema is your respiratory bronchiole is collapsing because elastic fibers are being damaged. यहाँ पर this elastic fiber damage is occurring because there is what you call loss of control in elastase. Now, normally, whenever there is inflammation or whenever there is neutrophils that are invading that particular area, they will obviously release something called elastase. This elastase can act on elastin, which is a part of your elastic fibers. Okay? If it is getting destroyed, your elastic fibers will lose their elasticity. For example, if you have a rubber band, okay, if you keep on stretching it, there is a limit to its elastic capacity, right? After that, it will snap and it will break. The same way, elastic, now if you have elastase, what will happen is it will slowly start breaking down those elastic fibers, meaning slowly you will lose the elasticity of your respiratory bronchiole. To avoid this, what your body does is your liver specifically will produce one particular important protein. Okay, it is called alpha 1 antitrypsin, or it is called alpha 1 protease inhibitor. Elastase is a type of protease. Okay, now because elastin is a protein, that is also a type of protease. Elastase is the type of protease. Now, what this particular protein does is your alpha 1 antiprotease, this fellow will come and inhibit the activity of elastase. ठीक है, which is important in our case. Now whenever there is inflammation, neutrophils are elastase release कर रहे, it is removing dead tissue, it is removing pathogenic organisms, all of that is happening, that is fine. But if that elastase starts damaging your normal tissue, then it is a problem. All right, to avoid that, your liver will produce something called alpha 1 protease inhibitor or alpha 1 antitrypsin. Both of them refer to the same thing. This fellow will come to your lung and it will stop the activity of elastase. This is what normally happens. Hence, your lung will still have its, your bronchioles will still have their elasticity so that they can function properly. यहाँ तक समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
All of you?
Sir.
Yeah, Atul? हाथ उठाए?
आ गया सर, आ गया
आ गया? Okay, ठीक है. Now, in emphysema, what is happening is there is a problem in this alpha 1 protease inhibitor. Because either it is a liver problem where your liver is not producing alpha 1 protease inhibitor properly, or there is a problem in which your alpha 1 protease is not working properly. Either way, because there is a lack in this alpha 1 AT, इसको alpha 1 AT बोलते हैं, इसको alpha 1 PI बोलते हैं, protease inhibitor PI, antitrypsin AT. Because this protein is not working properly, what will happen is whenever there is inflammation, अब same scenario, inflammation हो रहा, neutrophils आए, neutrophils elastase release करे. Elastase को रोकने के लिए, there's nothing to stop elastase now. If alpha 1 protease inhibitor is not working properly, your elastase can continually damage your bronchi, because of which there will be extensive damage to your elastic fibers. If your elastic fibers are getting damaged extensively, your bronchi, your respiratory bronchi will collapse, because there is nothing to keep them elastic, there is nothing to keep them tight, right? Especially when you're breathing air out. So what will happen is if they collapse, air starts filling up, or carbon dioxide specifically starts remaining in your alveoli. Normally carbon dioxide was supposed to go out. You cannot come, not all the amount of carbon dioxide that is produced will go out. Some of it will retain inside your alveolus. This will occur over time and it will get accumulated over time. So it will start having what you call systemic effects on you. I hope you understood. I'll show you one flow chart as well so that you understand how this especially is the case in smoking. Now, smoking में क्या होता है, when someone is smoking what you call a cigarette, tobacco का smoke कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, उन जब smoke अंदर जाती है, neutrophils and macrophages will get activated. See, whenever you are smoking, you are creating damage to your lungs, because the mode through which you smoke, that hot air that is going inside your lung, that will cause damage, triggering inflammation. Inflammation हुआ था, macrophages and neutrophils आना ही है. When these fellows come in, what will happen is protease will get activated. Now, if that same person also has alpha 1 AT deficiency, if it is not being produced or it is not working properly, either way, protease activation occurs to an excess. meaning there will be excessive amount of elastase activity. Elastase को रोकने के लिए कोई भी नहीं है. There is nothing to stop elastase from its activity. Normally alpha 180 alpha 1 antitrypsin was supposed to stop it. In smokers especially, what will happen is, another thing smoking or cigarette smoke does is, it will inhibit the production of alpha 180. It will inhibit the function of alpha 180. So as you can see here, यहाँ पर we already took a scenario where, or okay, I cannot use this and enlarge at the same time. Dear. Okay, ठीक है, you just have to imagine that यहाँ पर cigarette smoking, it is indirectly obviously causing protease activation, causing damage, sorry, directly causing protease activation and damage through inflammation. In that same patient, if they have alpha 180 deficiency, it will exacerbate emphysema, it will cause emphysema. Another thing cigarette smoking does is, it will inhibit the function of alpha 180. Normally when you are smoking, because of the damage, alpha 180 comes into picture. Now even if the person does not have deficiency of alpha 180, this cigarette smoke itself will start inhibiting the function of alpha 180. If alpha 180 is not functioning properly, protease will cause extensive damage to your bronchi, ultimately causing damage to your elastic fibers, leading to emphysema. ठीक है. Emphysema is a mechanical problem. Emphysema is a problem in which your bronchioles are collapsing. यहाँ पर mucus का problem नहीं है. Though mucus is formed because of continuous irritation and inflammation, mucus will be formed, but it is not like bronchitis. In bronchitis, the obstruction is being created because of mucus. All right, that is the primary difference between your what do you call, bronchitis and emphysema. In bronchitis, if you remember, this is the bronchiole, mucus is being formed because of inflammation and excessive amount of mucus. This particular bronchiole, let's suppose this is the bronchiole, is getting blocked, okay, by any way, completely being blocked or partially being blocked. In emphysema, this bronchiole is collapsing, it is closing in. This is a structural problem. That was a mucus problem, okay. Both of them will go hand in hand, okay, both of them can occur at the same time as well, and or one can follow the other, but that is the primary difference between emphysema and what do you call this thing, uh, bronchitis. Another thing that will happen is, patients with bronchitis, I told you yesterday, patients with bronchitis are called blue bloaters because they will have cyanosis. They will उनके अंदर, because this bronchiole is getting blocked, oxygen cannot come inside, ठीक है, because of which they will have cyanosis, especially of their lips. In emphysema, oxygen अंदर आने का problem नहीं है. There is no problem in oxygen coming inside. There is a problem in carbon dioxide going outside. If I keep it like this, let's suppose I'm keeping it like this. Here you have the alveolus containing carbon dioxide. Here you have your nose where your what do you call carbon dioxide is going outside. Now in this, what is happening is, in bronchitis, your oxygen is not able to come inside because of blockage. In emphysema, what will happen is, carbon dioxide is not able to go out because this bronchiole is collapsing, it is closing in, because of which carbon dioxide will build up here, it is not able to go out. Now what patients with emphysema will do is, they will have proper oxygen supply, they do not have a problem in oxygen supply, so the lips will remain pink, but they will start breathing lesser amount, meaning what they will do is, they will develop a particular type of breathing. Allah kya karte, because of such a condition, they will breathe more number of times per minute, meaning respiratory rate will go up, but the amount of air that is coming out and going in, that will decrease. Okay, I'll repeat once again. Because of a problem in which carbon dioxide is being accumulated in their lungs, what these patients of emphysema will do is, they will start huffing and puffing. Okay, uh, these people are called pink puffers because उन लोग कैसा करते हैं, they will breathe more number of times. So normally your respiratory rate is 16 to 20 per minute, right? I hope you know this. uh, in such patients, respiratory rate will go up, so it will go up by 20 to 25 times as well per minute. They will breathe in so many times, but every time that they are breathing in, the volume or the amount of air that they breathe out, okay, expiratory volume, that will decrease, so the airflow decreases. All right, I hope you understand the difference. कोई doubt है?
No, sir.
पूरों को समझ में आया पक्का?
Yes, sir.
See, if you are not able to,
सर समझ आ गया.
समझ में आ गया ना? Okay, so now emphysema, depending on where it is occurring in the asinus, किधर हो रहा, based on that it is of three main types. You have five types, but you have three main types. I'll show you this to you. One second. See, based on in which part of the asanas it is occurring, it will either be what you call centrilobular, panacinar, or distal acinar. It is also called paraseptal. Sometimes you will have the irregular type as well. I'll explain one by one what is happening. यहाँ पर what you're seeing is RB. TB is terminal bronchiole. RB is respiratory bronchiole. AS is alveolar sac. AD is alveolar duct. Okay, those are the abbreviations basically. I'll repeat again. TB is terminal bronchiole, RB is respiratory bronchiole, AS is alveolar sac, AD is alveolar duct. Okay. If you're still having confusion, go over your anatomy textbook once. Okay. Now, in centrilobular type, it is also called centriacinar type or proximal type. The emphysema, the problem in your bronchi will occur more towards your terminal and respiratory bronchiole. Okay, it will not go towards the distal end. It will not go all the way up to your alveolar sac. So you will have a problem in between. That is why it is called centriacinar. You will have a problem or the vertical bulge in your respiratory bronchiole. Okay. In panacinar, you will have a problem in the whole asinus. Okay, your asinus will go all the way from your terminal bronchiole up to your alveolar sac. Okay, to your alveoli. If you want, Google what is an asinus. Okay, that will be the last unit of your respiration. Now, यहाँ पर पैनासिनार इसलिए बोल रहे हैं क्योंकि the whole asinus is being affected. So your respiratory bronchiole, your alveolar duct, your alveolar sac, all of them will get affected. This is panacinar type of emphysema. Then you will have distal type of emphysema. See, proximal means closer, distal means farther away from your reference point. यहाँ पर if I am talking about let's say the reference point, let's say reference point यहाँ पर आपका ट्रेकिया है. Hmm, अरे okay, I'm not able to draw for some reason, but ठीक है, you have to imagine that then. ठीक है, if you can see my cursor, imagine here is your trachea. Okay, and you have branching out of your terminal bronchiole, respiratory bronchiole, and your alveoli. Any reference point that is close to your trachea will be proximal end. Any reference point that is away from your trachea will be the distal end. So your alveolus or alveoli are distal, and your respiratory bronchiole, terminal bronchiole, those are proximal. That is why whenever it is occurring in your emphysema is occurring in your terminal bronchiole and respiratory bronchiole, that is called proximal emphysema, proximal acinar what emphysema. If it is occurring in the whole asinus, it will be called panacinar. Then there is a more dangerous type called distal acinar. इसमें क्या होता, in distal acinar paraseptal type, your pleura will start getting affected. This is the pleura. Now, if you remember, pleural sac is the sac around your lungs, right? It will be filled with, it will have a little bit of fluid and it will cover all around your what you call lungs as a protective mechanism. Okay, I hope you know what is pleura. Now, in paraseptal type, what will happen is your alveoli specifically will start getting affected, your alveolar sac, to an extent that the surface area to volume ratio of alveoli will decrease. Now, अब समझो, if I'm talking about this thing, ठीक है? Now, इसमें, you know, in your alveolus there is a very high amount of surface area to volume ratio, the same as your intestines. If you have more and more amounts of folds, there will be more surface area than volume. Okay, that is why your intestines are very long and compressed, so the volume they occupy is very low, but the surface area that they have is very high. The same is the case in your lungs. Your alveoli are placed in such a way that they will have a very high surface area, where if surface area is high, more gas exchange can occur. If surface area is low, volume will be high. In this distal acinar type, the same thing happens. यहाँ पर क्या होता, because of alveolar septal damage, यहाँ पर the vertical surface area to volume ratio will go down, meaning the amount of gas that can be exchanged will go down. That is more dangerous, and it will start affecting and start pushing into the pleura. ठीक है, it will start breaking into the septa. That is why it is called distal acinar and paraseptal type. I hope you understand this. ये समझ में आया? What are the three types? Irregular is it will occur, two different types will occur in the same lung. Okay, you will also see what you call one in, you will see paracinar, you will see panacinar, you will see centrilobular, or you will see centrilobular and distal lobular. You will see combinations in irregular type. Okay, okay, how many of you all understood first of all?
Sir,
Hmm.
in distal listener, only alveolar sacs are affected or alveolar ducts are also affected?
The distal part, alveolar duct के नीचे से mainly alveolar sac, maybe a little bit of alveolar duct as well. यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा, because the elastic fiber, see elastic fiber is present around your alveoli as well, ठीक है, which is keeping it in this shape. Whenever you inhale, it is expanding and again it was going back. Now because elastic fibers are being damaged, यहाँ पर when you saw respiratory bronchiole, hold on, I'm muting you because there's a lot of disturbance in the background. In respiratory bronchiole, what is happening is because of elastic fiber being damaged, it is closing. In your alveolus, on the other hand, if elastic fibers are destroyed, now normally when you expirate, what will happen is when you exhale, this will go in, and when you inhale, this is coming back out. Now, in case of emphysema, where your elastic fibers are damaged, when you inhale, there is no problem. It is opening up. But while exhaling, this will not close back because elasticity is gone. Okay, imagine it as a loose balloon. Okay, balloon may, if it is damaged, you are able to fill it up, but you are not able to close it back down. Okay, if you remove air, it is not able to close it back down, and it is hanging. Okay, that is what will happen in the distal type. I hope that answers your doubt. It will become way too what you call dilated to an extent that the patient, emphysema patients, they will have something called barrel chest. So the chest will literally become larger. Okay, because continuously their lung is expanding. It is not going. It is not contracting back inside. Their ribs will always be in an expanded state. That is why they will develop something called barrel chest. Okay, they will become very thick sideways. Yeah, I hope that answers your doubt. If any one
Yes,
of
sir.
you
Thank
have
you, sir.
any other doubts, that will conclude emphysema. What is happening in emphysema? All right. See you on Monday then.